Dan Deming at KKM Financial joins us now for the Trader Rundown. We're coming off that hot jobs report that came out on Friday. You have calls now from the president, the vice president, his economic advisor. You got to lower rates, they're all saying to the Fed. But do you think that's likely to happen?
I don't think it's likely to happen soon. But there is still a probability of a cut by the end of the year if the way the market's being priced. However, that number last week and the Fed's message last week indicated that they're not really thinking about cutting anytime soon. They don't feel like there's a need for that, particularly when you see the numbers coming out. The one thing that concerns them is the inflation front, and I guess rightly so.
We do have some inflation numbers coming out this week.
We do.
Consumer prices and producer prices.
PPI, CPI.
We have a couple of big things happening this week as well with Uber's IPO,
Yes.
some earnings coming in. Disney big on that list.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so we've got some earnings. Yeah, you got the Uber IPO. Also, last week, the big story was Amazon with Berkshire Hathaway getting into Amazon. So we saw that being a leader last Friday as well. So there is some catalyst here this week, where we see the S&P 500 trying to get back to those record levels and some of the other major averages as well. That could drive us forward through those highs.
I'm glad that you said driving because the energy sector has lagged. Everything else is going up. But those energy stocks are just sort of mired here.
They are, and you look at the XLE, which is a proxy for the energy markets, that ETF, and it did get just briefly above its 200-day moving average, and now it slipped back down, and you're seeing it making a lower low here. Relative to the rest of the market, you're right, the energy market's heading in the wrong direction. You have issues with supply, but also just the transportation and the grades that are available. So I think the refining story was really what was pointed out in those earnings, and I think that's keeping pressure on those stocks right now. So that is an interesting dynamic, and we're seeing oil sell off after peaking at $66 on WTI.
Good point. Thanks for coming on the show.
All right, thanks for having me.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.